Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Magic. Today, we are playing with a Jund control deck that was posted on the No Goblins Allowed forums by Convert Go Blue and Anuj. And as always, I will put the link to that in the description below the video if you would like to get the deck list. Looks like we're playing at least Boros and perhaps a third color in there. This deck is kind of a card advantage sort of attrition engine, not unlike the Golgari control that we tried before. I have been having better luck with this deck though than I have had with the Golgari control deck. That's not to say that that will definitely continue, because it may not, especially considering we've got such a land heavy start here. Hopefully we'll be able to pull out of it. Ooh, double striker, eh? Yes, yes indeed. I'm guessing we're looking at some sort of an aura pumpish sort of deck. I'm not going to kill that right now. Hopefully on their turn, they will attempt to play an aura on that and I'll get a 2-for-1. Okay. And no. So I'm just going to go ahead and kill this sucker. Was hoping for a 2-for-1, but I really don't want to take 4 damage either. And no further creature drop is quite good for us. Cruel Revival is very, very good in this deck to kill a creature at instant speed and then get back Fleshbag Marauder. And we are going to do that at the end of our opponent's turn. Yes, please. That just makes our removal engine that much better. This deck primarily wins with Ravaging Blaze or Gaia's Revenge. Just something that's very hard for most decks to deal with. Looks like our opponent is just as land flooded as we are. And unless I'm mistaken, that's much worse for him being an aggressive deck than it is for us being more of a slow, control-y type of build. So, Nemesis Titano, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't believe he's missed a land drop yet. Ooh, that is nice. Let's go ahead and read the bones. And we don't want that. Oh, sorry. We want that and finish. We do not want more land. We got one anyway. We will go ahead and read the bones again. And I keep clicking. In the way it's set up, you click what you want on top of your deck. In my mind, it's always clicking to put what you want on the bottom, but that's not the case. I always have to watch myself and make sure I don't make that mistake. And he has got a ton of his red-white duels out. And us with a ton of removal in our hand and no win condition at the moment. Ooh, Chandra? That's fine. We'll get rid of Miss Chandra. Just wait for the end of his turn. There we go. We're going to twin bolt that Planeswalker. That's fine. We'll get rid of it on our turn with a Reeve Soul. Let's Reeve Chandra's Soul. And do we want... I think we want Erois's champion, I'll be honest. Seems pretty good to me. A 4/4 double striker. That should end the game rather quickly if she manages to stick around. There's a number of things that could get rid of her though. Looks like he's not going to Exquisite Firecrafter. He could have a Celestial Purge. We'll see. Or Celestial Flare, rather, not Celestial Purge. Which would make me sacrifice her. But he does not. That's quite good for us. We'll go ahead and drop our mirror. And we're in a decent position. Okay. And now he could kill her right now. He's got enough mana to sack both of those Thopters to do 4 damage to her. Are we going to do that, or are we just going to sit and stare? Ah, Infectious Bloodlust. Gotcha. So that gives it haste. And if this creature dies, he can search for another Infectious Bloodlust in his library and put it into his hand. Okay, so you have a Fiery Impulse to finish the job. Actually tempted to languish here. I am going to attempt. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt to get in with our Perilous Mirror for a point. Most likely it will go through. Alright, let's just clear the board. He does get an Infectious Bloodlust if he wishes to search his library for it. Yep, I couldn't imagine why he wouldn't want to do that. Unless he is somehow afraid of us decking him, which is no danger whatsoever. Okay, so we know he has an Infectious Bloodlust in his hand. And we continue to draw mana. We have got 12 out. So if we draw a Guy's Revenge, we can absolutely play that and go to town. I believe he's got 1 fewer lands than we do, so he does get a Plains. Okay. He probably doesn't remember that we have the Fleshbag Marauder in our hands, or he just wants the 4 damage in. Can't say I blame him if that's the case, since the Infectious Bloodlust does give haste. Alright, very nice. I think that we want to pass the turn and get the creature during the attack phase. That way he doesn't have the opportunity of drawing another creature, casting Infectious Bloodlust on it, and hitting us anyway, and we're 1 short of killing him with this Ravaging Blaze. Oh, no, we're not either. My bad. I miscounted there. Oh, that's right, because we had 12 lands. Of course it's for 10 damage. Should have just done it on my turn. One of the follies of doing commentary while playing, you tend to miss things that you wouldn't otherwise if you weren't running your mouth the whole time, trying to make sure to keep the words flowing. Oh, am I not? Okay, there we go. Thought I clicked on it. It's funny how that happens sometimes. I've had a number of times I've been trying to cast Twin Bolt on a creature that's attacking and on another target, either the opponent's face or another creature, and it tells me I can't target anything in that zone, and I have to wait a few seconds, and then it allows me to do it. Anyway, on to the next game. Alright, so this appears to be a better hand than last time, except that we do not have black mana in there. We do have the Perilous Smear and the Twin Bolt. Not sure that I should keep this hand, but I'm going to anyway. We do have 2 plays we can make, and hopefully by that time we'll have drawn. There we go. We'll go ahead and start off with that Guild Gate. We still do need a second black for our Languish to come online. Hopefully we will either get it or not need it immensely early. Okay. A Rogue's Passage. Can make a creature unblockable with that. We'll go ahead and drop a basic and a Perilous Mirror, and that way we can play our Rootbound Crag untapped if need be. Alright. I'm perfectly fine with a Twin Bolt killing my mirror. I have no problems at all with that. What? Yeah, looks like we are playing a red deck wins. Or maybe just goblins. But it does appear to be mono red. And I believe that trying to decide how I want to kill this. Probably Twin Bolt. He will sacrifice that to do 2 damage to us. And again, that's not horribly bad. It cuts down on the amount of damage that we would have taken overall if we had let it get in to hit us once in the face. Okay. And now I do indeed want another black mana source. Especially if he's running any more Thopter generators. Like Pia and Kieran, or the 2/1 that also generates a Thopter. And there is our swamp. I'm going to hold on to that for the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and just play Perilous Mirror. That way, maybe we can bait him into committing even more to the board. The more that we can make him lose with the Languish, the better off we are. Call the Full Moon, that's fine. I'm going to take a little bit of extra damage, but that constitutes a bigger trade for us. Go ahead and take 4, taking us to 12. And we're in a position now that we pretty much have to Languish. So, well, I mean, I could kill that by Twin Bolting my mirror in it, and then targeting it with the mirror. That may actually be a better solution. No, I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get in one with my mirror, and then I'll Languish. Save our spot removal for what he might drop after we wipe the board. And we'll Languish. 2 more applied to our opponent. And hopefully we'll be able to control the board moderately well from here on out. Another 2-for-1 creature there. It's a bit of a pain for us to deal with. Especially since she gives all artifact creatures haste. Might need to Twin Bolt the Thopter away and then flesh bag the girl. We could necromantic summons his Thopter engineer there. Then we'd have a flying blocker as well. But I prefer not to do that at this juncture. I think I do indeed want to twin bolt the Thopter away and then flesh bag Marauder. As bad as that is, using 2 cards to deal with 2 threats that were generated by 1 card. That's card disadvantage for us. There's Chandra. We do have an answer to Chandra though, thankfully. And I would like to draw some non-land cards now. I would like that very much. Maybe a Nissa. Nissa would be awesome. Allow us to fetch a land and flip her. And then do a lot on the board, honestly. But I think Necromantic Summons is our best bet. Now we could go for Chandra. She would be a 4/4. I think that actually might be the best play. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not get Chandra, because the thing is, if we do something stupid and she flips, all these planeswalkers flip that they transform under their owner's control. So I'm going to get a Thopter Engineer. That will give us a big body and a small body. And we will attack with the small body. I'm going to hold this Rootbound Crag in my hand. There's no reason really to play it as it stands. And that will make our opponent think perhaps that we have other things to do. If we draw another land next turn, we can play the Rootbound Crag or whatever land we drew, and we're really in no worse shape. Okay, and he doesn't have quite enough land in play to activate a Rogue's Passage yet and make a creature unblockable. That's quite good. I'm going to go ahead and just swing in. We'll see if he chooses to block. He could kill this lady here by blocking, then doing a damage with the goblin and fiery impulsing her. Pretty sure he's got, yeah, he has spell mastery, so he gets the 3 damage from a fiery impulse. And shoot, I didn't get the pause off in time. Go ahead and kill this thing. I tried to pause and it just didn't catch the input for some reason. If I had managed to kill that goblin before the... Oh, that's Call of the Full Moon, that's right. It's not Infectious Bloodlust, so it's not as big a deal. That's fine, but if it had been an Infectious Bloodlust, then it would have definitely made a difference to kill it before it hit the creature. That way they could not search for another copy of it from their deck. Don't know what it is that sometimes I hit the spacebar to pause and it doesn't pick it up. Another Cruel Revival. I really, really love that card. I went ahead and played the land now since we are holding cards in our hand anyway. Would love to draw Gaia's Revenge. Or a Ravaging Blaze. Let's see, what'd you get there? Fiery Impulse, that's fine. It's not going to have a target. So that's kind of a wasted card. We are going to go ahead and... No, we're not going to Cruel Revival. We'll just Flesh Bag Marauder. Get rid of that way. This is kind of dangerous. I still do want to do it. Take ourselves to 9. Need the extra cards. Ravaging Blaze is good. I don't want the Dragon Skull Summit. Finish. Alright, we got to land in any case. And now we will Fleshbag Marauder. Get that little prowess abbot off the board. And pass the turn. Now we do have a way to deal damage. Can do 7 right now. 4 short of lethal. Fiery Impulse. This deck has tons and tons of removal in it. Basically, you just kill everything that hits the board and then try to finish with, like I said earlier, Gaia's Revenge or Ravaging Blaze. And there's a second. So if he casts creatures back to back on, one turn after another, we can definitely kill him. Foundry of the Consuls, we can kill him if he makes stuff out of that too. We might hold 1 land back just in case to Fiery Impulse the other. Yep, there we go. And we will wait to see if he puts tries to put some sort of enchantment aura on one of those guys. There's an abbot. Hoping, I guess, for a buff of some sort. And got a Foundry of the Consuls. Alright, so we will pause. We will Ravaging Blaze for 7. To this one, please. And we want to leave a red source open. So I think that's got a mountain open. You hit control to, yes it did, to change the mana that's being tapped, and he's going to kill it himself. So that was, but he killed the wrong one. Must have been confused about which one we were targeting. I mean, that's understandable, I guess. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But if he doesn't have another removal for his abbot in hand, then we untap and kill him with another Ravaging Blaze. Okay, well, we got Exquisite Firecraft as well. Let's just do that one since it is uncounterable and unpreventable. So that's game 2, and on to the final. Well, the last 2 opponents I tried to play conceded on turn 1, so hopefully that will not be the case this time. And I'm going to draw a new hand. I do not like that. I like that a bit better, though I do wish we had a red source. Go ahead and play a swamp. See what our opponent is up to. Lots of red aggro tonight, it seems. I really do wish that they would have designed this game, which they could still change it with a patch, so that when your opponent concedes to you, it didn't make you play out the rest of the game versus the AI. It should just be a win. Concession should be an auto win for you. That's just my opinion. I mean, I do think that a lot of other people feel that way, though. Yeah, we may actually be in trouble here if we don't get some red mana. We can drop Nissa, though Nissa cannot drop that block that thing on her own. And I'm going to do that. I'd need a blocker for at least the Perilous Mirror, and getting a land out is helpful as well. Though it's a green and not the red that we are in need of right now. When this guy is renowned, he also gets menace, so you have to block him with at least 2 creatures. You can't just block him with 1. And I'm going to go ahead and block this Perilous Mirror with Nissa. I don't have a problem doing that. At the moment, I'm just trying to get a foothold and get into this game. And the longer that I can stay alive and draw more cards, the better chance I'm going to have of accomplishing that. I would really love to have a mountain or a Dragon Skull Summit off the top here. And no. Or heck, Rootbound Crag. Anything that's red and comes into play untapped is what I want. All our red removal and no red sources. Not good for us. And at this moment, I wouldn't mind just top decking a Languish either. Yep. Okay, there's a red for us. That's good. Just so that there's no huge chance of funny business, I'm going to go ahead and kill these two right here. Then next turn we can perhaps deal with the Goblin Glory Chaser before we get so low that he just burns our face off. This takes 5 to activate. Yep. One land off getting 2 more Thopters there. We do not have a zombie to bring back with our Cruel Revival. Necromantic Summons. Can't really afford to do that though. I need to be rid of this goblin. At least he did not continue to flood the board. That would have been really bad for us. Of course, he could be just trying to play around a Languish that we aren't holding at the moment. We can deal with that as well. That's perfectly fine. Love Twin Bolt. It's just so versatile. Ah, Infectious Bloodlust. It would have been really nice to prevent him from putting that on there. It would. Especially since we're taking 4 to the face right now. I believe that we're probably going to lose this game. Ah, so he is 2 color Thopters then. Okay, so let's clear the board, though he does get another copy of Infectious Bloodlust if he doesn't misclick and choose not to search for it. I wouldn't mind at all if he did, but he didn't. And I hate so much to use a Fleshbag Marauder on a Thopter, but I have to. I just can't afford to keep taking damage. And now he has the ability to make 2 Thopters at instant speed with the Foundry, since he has 5 additional land there to activate it. We just had a very bad start this game. I might ought to have mulliganed on down to 6. Yep. And he's going to put us to 2, and most likely he's going to untap and just burn us out, even if we manage to kill his creatures. Would be my guess. Okay. So I'm going to burn the Thopter and then play the Perilous Mirror to block, because no, it's the Call of the Full Moon that gives trample, so let's do this. And like I said, we're probably dead anyway. He's most likely got some amount of burn in his hand to kill us with, or some kind of removal for our Perilous Mirror, though that would allow us to kill his creature. Yep, there's Exquisite Fireclass, Firecraft, and good game. Once again, folks, this has been Jund Control. The link is in the description below to the deck list on No Goblins Allowed. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like below. It really does help. And until next time, be excellent to each other.